Hello, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. This is Travis Semulin Hours, and we are jumping into a traditional Strixhaven Draft on MTG Arena. Just won the third Sweatsuit Invitational. Well, it wasn't the third, I think it was the 17th, but it was the third win for me, making me the first person to have won it 3 times, in addition to being the first person to have won it 2 times. So I'm kind of riding the high of that and sort of digging it. If you like what you see here, please consider subscribing to the YouTube channel and maybe check out the stream sometime. It's at twitch.tv/Semulin. I think this is a pretty easy dramatic finale. I can't really realistically play it in Lorehold, which is my favorite deck, but if Silverquill is open, cool, we'll play it. If Lorehold is as open as it usually is, I'll just move right off of this. This one's an interesting pack for me because one thing I've wanted to do for YouTube but not been able to do is build a Dimir deck. I don't think I've actually been able to play one in quite some time. So I think the reasonable choice here would be Hunt for Specimens. Yeah, I think that's the correct pick. But what if I took the Serpentine Curve and tried to build a Dimir deck if this isn't open? It puts me in a position where I can draft around 2 cards. And I think I'd like to try to do that to show off this deck for YouTube, because I haven't been able to pull it off before, and it's fun. Well, I've pulled it off plenty of times, just not for the YouTube videos. Thank you, Skullinate. Yeah, make sure the hiss isn't on your end. We're having, sorry YouTube, we're having Twitch chat plays audio technician. All right, now this pack doesn't really have anything I would want for the Dimir deck. You would play Strategic Planning. You would even play Spectre of the Fens. But you're not excited about picking them this early. That kind of leads me to think we could take this Symmetrist and think about a Quandrix deck. We could take Dina and think about still potentially playing the Dramatic Finale. The Symmetrist is the best card here, so maybe we should just consider that. I could get into a Quandrix deck. I should start saying people of YouTube. Leave the gate open all the time. We'll understand what I'm saying. Okay. Well, perhaps I will sort that out when we're not doing a YouTube video. Okay, Putrefy kind of leads me to think that I should be in green-black, and I'm sad that we passed the Dina, but okay. The other thing I haven't done in a while is just played a green-black deck, and they can be quite good. And then there's this pack, which is also leaving me to wonder. All right, so what do things start to look like if we're going to play... I guess we could play Sultai and just let the Dramatic Finale go. Because obviously I love Quintorius. We could do this if we're trying to actually get into the Dimir deck. You know what? I'm going to take the Cram Session. I'm going to see if we can pull this off. This is not how it starts, though. But I can also double back into Quandrix splashing Putrefy. I think this is probably just out. What I would need to see to get me more interested in Dimir things is a 10 the Pests. But the lessons don't seem like they're really coming around here. But I should switch to people of YouTube if I can remember. Sometimes it's hard to break those habits, but it's good to be more inclusive in your language. Sid, thank you for the resub.
Woot cost.
I do not think we'll be doing the Chaos Draft today. We have 4 people signed up for it and need 8. If 4 people sign up in the next 30 minutes, I will pause the YouTube video and we'll do that. Okay, there is a Daemogoth Woe Eater. I should be doing this. This is just better than any of the Serpentine Curve things we were thinking about. There's still a possibility we could play Dramatic Finale in a black-green deck. I have done it before, but... yeah, we would play Tin the Pest currently. Greetings, Loki. I would love to do the Chaos Draft, but it looks like just not enough people signed up. This has been kind of my issue and why I've been drafting a lot of Lorehold, is other people won't draft it. So if other people won't draft it, like... it's always open. Which is just incredibly difficult to work with. Because, like, what do you even take here? I guess we take this as we're probably more likely to play it. But, okay, we're definitely in black-green. Maybe that Dino wheels. I kind of hope it does, because our start's a little weak without it. I basically got the top end I want for this deck, but not the early game, and kind of not all of the removal. Like, Putrefy is obviously great, but we're going to need more than that. But I do believe it's open. So that's good news. We didn't wheel the Dina, but we got the... Or was the Dina in this pack? That shouldn't go all the way around the table. I'm not going to be that hopeful. I think I've played Dramatic Finale in black-green before, but I had a lot of mana fixing. I had one of those 2/5s you could tap for any color. So we didn't wheel the Dina, but we did wheel a Deadly Brew, which can be a lot of fun with these. Yeah, I didn't expect the Dina to wheel, but so that probably means that there's one other person at this table that's doing black-green, and that's fine. I don't want to do prize-supported Chaos Draft, Sidekick said. They're intentionally not prize-supported. You are welcome to organize something like that, but I will not be organizing something like that. These are at least playable. The problems with having a prize for an event like that are it's going to change the play pattern, right? Like, there's not a way to make sure that people aren't cheating built into the software. Like, it just doesn't exist. So if we could sign up and draft, like, let's say that you could sign up and draft through WotC pods or something, we wouldn't have to worry about that. But it adds in a whole nother level that I don't want to deal with. We're going to take the Mage Duel here with I'm thinking about the Fractal Summoning, but... And this is a rough pack. But Expanded Anatomy will at least be something I can get with the cram session. And it looks like we are going to have to fight for our lessons here. Alright, so Honor Troll is usually okay in this deck, although not great. Inkling Summonings would be very nice to have access to. Leyline Summoning gives us late game. We don't have any 2-drops, so something like a Leech Fanatic and a Campus Guide could be good as well. Dark Ritual is not good in Limited. It's literally one of the worst cards you could put in your deck for Limited. Very different and constructed, but not good here. I think we're going to have the best option with this, because I would value a Pest Summonings very highly at this point. Another Blood Researcher, I think, is giving me the invitation to get in on this deck, so let's do it. So Infuse with Vitality is okay. Fractal Summonings is interesting to have an access to as well. I think this gives us a reasonable lesson board. Dang it, why do these two have to be in the same pack? I really don't like having to take this Lash of Malice over a 2-drop, but it's better. Yeah, I don't think the cube is for me. Yeah, Dark Ritual can be a lot of fun, but generally speaking, in Limited, you want to 2-for-1 your opponent, right? Like, use a Doom Blade on their creature when they go to use a combat trick on it. And if you think about that level of card economy, then if you use a Dark Ritual to cast something a few turns earlier, you have 2-for-1 yourself to play that card. I would love to have Necrotic Fumes, but I need 2 drops. So if you can win the game with it, that's great. But if you can't, you're kind of in a little trouble. You should be able to finish a Chaos Draft in 3 hours, yeah. But like, again, we have 4 people signed up. It needs 8 in 20 minutes. Huh. Are we likely to play any of this? I kind of hope not. So let's take a Containment Breach and have access to that. The Chaos Draft is all of the sets that are in MTG Arena, minus the remastered ones. We usually do these on Fridays, and I have the signups out for about a week in advance. No, I'm not a Professor's Warning fan. Yeah, it kind of does. It's weird. I like Snakeskin Veil. Well, I'm pretty happy to see the Troll Wheel. Like, that's a workhorse in this deck. Like, we're only like one... I like Infuse with Vitality better, too, if we're going to have a trick. But, like, there's just better tricks than Professor's Warning. That's kind of where I'm at. And I could still put the Dramatic Finale in here. We just have to understand that it's like an 8-drop. You can play Village Rites in this deck, too. We've still got a pack left, so I'm not panicking yet. This looks okay so far. Probably on Flunk here, which is a shame. Like, make this the first pack we open and this draft goes very differently. Sid, thank you for the gift sub. Y'all spam some cats for Sid. But I'm very happy to have access to a Flunk. The second cram session may be incredibly useful for us, because I've already got several things I'd like to have access to. And I don't really have a reliable way to trigger life gain for this, so I don't usually value cram session this high, but I think I want it pretty badly now. I do still need to find like 2 more 2s, but this can sort of fill that role. We're also not that far off from splashing 1 Serpentine Curve if we want to, because there's a lot of spells in this deck, considering Cram Session basically counts as 2. Thank you very much, Sid. This is where we're looking to get some good cards, but we're not. But I've been complaining about not having 2-drops for quite some time, so let's just take a 2-drop and move along with our life. I'm planning on currently on just playing this for the scry. Second Symmetrist is pretty nice. I do need more 2s, but like these are solid 4s. And it makes me not have to worry about the air so much, which this deck can be a bit soft too. So how many is too many? Presumably more than 3. Well, we've got access to this fractal. Giving these guys trample could, in theory, do something. And trample is always going to be interesting with infused with vitality, because it means we'll at least get through some damage. We've also got some removal spells that we can use as pseudo-combat tricks. I'm at the point now where I know I need another 2-drop, but I'd kind of also like a Leyline Invocation currently. Because that gives me something large that can conceivably deal damage with these. But I probably need to be a grown-up and take the Leech Fanatic. This isn't really the 2-drop I want here. Like, I want Overgrown Arches, but we just haven't seen any. Okay, I'm a genius. Although I'd really like the Zephyr Boots, too. I think this worked out quite nicely. Because if I have to play a Biograph in a big play, we can do that and call it a dag. But Lorehold was open, as it always is. Huh. Millionth pick, Reconstruct History. It can be if you draw them in the right order. You don't always, though, and that is the issue with them. This is actually pretty good for the cram sessions, because I could turn them into the large fractals that we're interested in. Or I could just have 2 Leyline Invocations. I can't really build my own Demonic Tutor with this guy, but I'm pretty happy with 2 Leylines. I don't think I want to infuse with Vitalities, but I suppose I could side them in. I think we're going to have to play a Groff. We're going to have to play a Groff. There's some people who love Cube, and that's okay. I'm not against people having fun and doing what they enjoy. Like, if Cube is your baby and you look forward to Cube all the time, like, good on you. Have a good time. This should be a little heavier green. Not much. It's just not for me. Well, that's not entirely fair. I'll play some Cube, but I'm not going to go ham on it. This looks like a pretty reasonable deck to me. And we've even got this weird Witherbloom card. Alright, let's do our Stream Raiders battle, and then I'll evaluate the Chaos Draft. I don't think we have enough, but I'll double check it. I do like ham. That's fair. Although country ham's kind of gross. It's too salty. Like this one warrior who's like, you shall not pass. If it's not for you, it's okay. You don't have to play it. I don't mind that it's there. I would like more best of 3 options, but I think a lot of people do really enjoy Cube, so it kind of is what it is. Vex with the kills, Thangarth with the assists. Rewards for Thangarth, Atomaniac, and Nexus. Let's fight a new boss. Getting kind of tired of these dinosaurs. They do not spark joy. Welcome back, YouTubers. You don't know it, but I just lost a chaos draft. I got annihilated. And now we're returning to finish this Strixhaven draft and to have a piece of toast. Yeah, I saw Mascot Exhibition in the cube, and then I was like, okay, there's probably some learn cards for this, right? But there's not any? That seems not great. All right, that's a start that would like to hit some lands. But I believe we could hit some lands. I put lands in the deck. Orgish makes a fair point. I do not like where this is going. Because this is not what I want to be doing. But with too few lands, we don't have a lot of options. I kind of can't cast anything other than Infuse with Vitality. Oh, they're racing me? Okay. This sucks because they're probably going to untap and kill it. I really wish they wouldn't. But I don't really have the mana to do anything else. Biograph explains why Dark Ritual is generally speaking bad in Limited. Because what Biograph functionally did was let me turn this card into a Dark Ritual. Peanut Bubber. Still blowing my mind that we're in this game. I don't see any reason why I should have won that, but the only options I had was to play exactly how I did. The Graf's not even supposed to be in the deck. But thank you, Graf. So generally speaking against Silverquill, I want Tangle Trap. Because they should have decent flyers for me to snipe with it. And I don't want to be playing the Graf anyway. So I'm going to trust my instincts and bring in this Tangle Trap. Well, I've been calling it Tangle Tarp for a long time. I just can't remember what the dang thing's called. We don't have the Lesson Flyer Killer. Is there a Lesson Flyer Killer? I'm not familiar with one if there is. Hey, it's all good, Bice. I'm glad you're here, my friend. And for whatever reason, Tangle Trap doesn't make any sense to me. Tangle Tarp does. Alright, this is another low land count hand. But at least I'm on the draw. There's a red one that deals 1 damage, but I don't think there's a lesson that does damage to flyers. Unless I'm just not remembering it. Who's a good cat thing? You're a good cat thing. I played it once and was pretty done with it, but I'm not a huge cube fan anyway. I think I'd like to trade with that and try to get my damage through with the blood researchers if possible. I don't love cube. It is not really my favorite thing to play. Dengarth may just be misremembering the card, or I am. Thanks for playing, Wallet. I can probably get some... Well, I'm probably going to end up flunking that. Let's let him do something first. Yeah, it's a naturalized lesson. This looks like an opportunity for us to get a 2-for-1, so I'm gonna see if we can take it. So Marty won his side, so once Sid and them have played theirs, we'll know who is ready to party. Oop. Pretty happy with this dude just cycling through and triggering some life gain, making him discard something. Like, they discarded a land, which isn't incredibly valuable, but they're kind of flooded out, so... If they hadn't discarded that land, they might have wrathed us there, which is interesting to say the least, I think. Wait, they didn't even get to see my other blood researcher. No, it's okay, Thangarth. No worries. It's just a naturalize. We do have that, but it's only good for artifact sniping. There's not a lot of artifacts, but when somebody has them, it's nice to be able to get them and snipe them. All right, this deck is working out. I'm game. Marty, it looks like the other side of the draft is taking a while. So if you guys want to play out the finals over the weekend or whatever, that's fine too. I don't want you to have to scoop and miss it because I know you said you had somewhere to be at 5. Okay, so Wallet lost. So Sid should be playing Richard now. Yeah, of the artifacts that are there, there are some that matter and some that do not. Two trample, yo. Did you take my Dina? Was it you? The flunk is -2/-2. If they double block, I don't really want to flunk a Leech Fanatic, but I could. But I think this is probably just better. This shouldn't leave them with many attacks. Yeah, that's a way better target for flunk. Hey, I'm glad you had fun, Wallet. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the Chaos Draft. I'll set up one, once this one's finished, we'll set up the signups for next week. Yeah, I can believe it would be difficult to do on mobile. Hey, if it's fun when it's difficult to do, and you're having a good time, like that sounds like a plan to me. 3/3 trample. It's got trample. Well, that's what I figured. If I did it early enough, there were people that could maybe schedule a 3-hour or a 2-hour break to play them. Why did I wait on this? You tell me. That's right, Penguin. That's right. You're getting it. I'll take 10. Was a bookworm, eh? Anything I want back? I wouldn't mind another Damogoth Woe Eater, but we can think about that in the future. Still don't understand why trolls moo, but that's definitely mooing, right? Like, you guys heard it? I don't think they know they're dead. Well, I suppose they're not quite dead yet, but they're mostly dead. You just won't cash that in. All right. You can cash it in. They didn't want to make a new noise, so they just reused the ox sound. I think you're probably right. Did it finish? Oh, it looks like the last round is going on now. I'm glad you had fun, Richard. Thank you for playing. Seems like those are a hit. All right, so we've got a mirror with multiple combat tricks and a culling ritual, which is a card you can play in your decks. I would never play it in mine, but you could. The Graph is pretty bad in the face of culling ritual if we think they're not going to take it out. So my options are to bring in the dramatic finale, which if the game lasts long enough would probably be fine. It would make me want to move to one additional swamp. And I think I'm willing to do that over one of the forests. Because I need some reasonable ability that I can actually cast it. Oh, but other than that, Culling Ritual doesn't really do anything. I guess it blows up my Leyline invocations, but I don't know that there's much I can do about that either. So maybe it's not as bad as I thought, but I think we're fine here. Okay. I can see it being good there. I don't think I have a terrifically wonderful answer to the worm. Which is a bit disappointing. I've done that too, Wombat. To say a land would be a pretty nice draw because it would let me double spell. Not entirely sure what I want to get. I could get Containment Breach and threaten to blow this up, but they're probably just respond. I think it's probably still the right call. I'm not actually planning on doing it. I just want them to be afraid that I'm going to do it. I don't know what Dream Trawler is. Is it good? So many of those Theros cards I just never played. Why would you not pack one, pick one that? It looks pretty good to me. What did they do to this? Essence infused. Oh, okay. That is fine by me. Oh, you were pack 2. Okay. I was like, pack 1, I don't know why you wouldn't take that. I think you would just kind of obviously pick that. Yeah. After looking at it, I would agree. But once you're in pack 2, do you just abandon it and you're blue-white now? Maybe an OG Theros. Still think they're racing me somehow. I guess a million fortifying draughts could do it. Draft. I'm not sure what it is. Well, I know it's supposed to be draft. You'd think I'd be good at draft. Not so much. Yeah, I don't know that I'd have been incredibly confident about that either. Witherbloom Command is also pretty bad in draft. What's up, Aaron? Good to see you. Boop! I like it when we win. Winning's fun. I should really do it more often. Alright, looks like we got a Stream Raider battle to do. Let us do that. Ooh, we even get a reload. Nice. There's probably some range dudes in here somewhere. We do kind of have an army of flag bearers, which I dig. A lot of healing coming from that skeleton lord. But our mighty flag bearers will tear them down. Man, that guy can't take a hit. Dixieland with the kills, characters with the assists, rewards for Bouster, Thangarth, Miklas, and Nexus Allens. Let's party. Oh, Josh? Which Josh? Are you talking about Soul Bush? Because hex yeah, dude. Oh, John. Okay. The Mana Lake. Why did I see that as Josh? Derp. Derp derp. No, that's not helpful, Band Geek. It's incredibly not helpful. John's. Ah, the classic finals. Bolus versus Eugene. Alright, I would like to play first, yeah. This is probably one of the better openers we've gotten. Heck yeah, I'll keep that. Ooh, it's a good cat thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is -1, which is precisely what I need it to be. There's 2 of your rares. What else you got? I don't actually care for that. A 3rd rare. I was okay with 2 rares, but 3 rares is a lot of rares. A deck can't be entirely rares, right? Well, I suppose it can be. I just kind of wish it wasn't. Okie dokie. Given that Brew is a sorcery, there was not consideration for that. Now you can use Infuse with Vitality in that spot. No, it's okay. I've gotten it mixed up with Infuse with Vitality before too. This draw may not be beatable, but we will do what we can. Because I'm going to need some good stuff coming our way. Maybe they have as many rares as we have lands. Maybe. They're getting them all back. And at a certain point, they're just going to start activating the dueling coach and getting me. Now, the good news is I'm going to draw like a golden god. And they're going to know I top decked literally all of it. It still doesn't matter because they just sit and activate this guy and kill me. But it was a plan. This is 4 to act. No, it's 5 to activate. So we do get to scry. That's swell. I like scrying. Yeah, Tend the Pest is what you want to sacrifice it to, ideally. You get 6 pests, make them discard a card, draw a card is good. No, don't think that's really what we're looking for here. Okay, so maybe we can at least take that out for starters. Already thinking about Tangle Trap over a Groff. And potentially the Silver Quill spell that we have in the size board. Marty won the Chaos Draft. GG's to Marty. And we're pretty dead now. Why would you not do some attacks there? I'd do some attacks there. What you scared of? If it was more symmetrous, that's great. Ah, now we know where the Dream Trawler went. I don't know. This board state seems pretty beatable. I feel like we could easily get out of this. I don't think I had enough to scry. No, I did, and I didn't. That's bad. I should have scryed, because we somewhat obviously don't need this land. But I kind of also want to give them the chance to live their dream, because I've never done this. I've never seen Dueling Coach be this good. Because this is pretty good. Yeah, you're not good enough here. Everything has to start with killing the Dueling Coach. That's why I kept that land. In case you were wondering, I wanted to make sure it was a 10-10. But I think that they're pretty good at dueling now. I can't even attack with my 10-10. We've got a lot of symmetry going on. Infuse with Vitality. That is not good enough right now. I mean, not that that really is either, but here we are. All right, so we're going to top deck our Crux of Fate. I don't think anything's good enough other than maybe they're going to draw out before me. Which is the case. So there's some world where I kill the Dueling Coach relatively quickly. And the rest of their deck isn't good enough to beat me, which it kind of has to be because they haven't played any bad cards. Yeah, we draw Putrefy and kill the Coach, and then the rest of their deck can't beat me. That is my current plan. I don't think I have anything to get with this that helps. Because I don't have anything that can actually kill it. But I can make another Biggest Fractal. I'm not sure if you can replay the drafts or not. You may be able to. If you're still in the session, I think you can look at the logs. I don't think it terribly matters what we get here. Because I do think we're going to be dead in the not too distant future. But it feels like we're playing very different games. There is nothing redeemable through channel points. But if you want me to look at your draft, I would be happy to, because you're Martin, and I like you. But channel points are like, whose line is it anyway? I mean, sure. Why not? We can make them discard a card. I feel so far behind right now. The downside is if I activate the Woe Eater, I lose my win condition. Which is them running out of cards. I have no idea, Miklas, but I don't have anywhere to be. So like I'm good. They may be frustrated that I'm not conceding. Sometimes people get like that. Oh, okay. We're gonna try and attack now. All right. It's pretty good. That's not pretty good. I might have attacked more in that scenario myself, but, you know, you do you. Congratulations, Doc. I think I'm going to play some more Storybook Brawl after this. I'm tired of Strixhaven and I don't like the new cube. I'm ready for some D&D, yo. Alright, well, Lash of Malice answers Shaylee, so that's a start. Yeah, I've never seen Dueling Coach look this good, but turns out when you're putting counters on all of your creatures, it's not bad. But their deck's pretty good, not gonna lie. The 3 rares in a row was a bit much for me to deal with. Haha! We got him to 21. That's a nice... See, the Master of Symmetries wasn't that off. Alright, so I think Tangle Trap is something we're interested in. Big Play may be our combat trick of choice. And I think I want the Dramatic Finale. I don't think I want the Groff for sure. And the Leech Fanatic may not be necessary. And we're going to cut one forest for one swamp to make the dramatic finality a little more likely that we get to cast it. Which I still don't think is super likely, but like, it's something we could do. Well, it's got the sideboard cards we brought in, but not enough land, sadly. So I think that one's got to go back. And this is the downside of mulligans, is you never know for, like, somebody told me a while back that mulliganing is giving yourself a chance at a worse hand with one less card, and I think they're right. That said, I have famously won on a mull to 5 before. Don't think I've ever run on a mull to 4 though. We can try. I got a plan going on. We can answer Shaylai. These 4 cards are all I need. Everybody grab a leg. Don't even need to answer Shaylai. Well, I take it that's not going to get me out of my mulligan. At least not unless we flood, but it's okay. We're still obviously very ahead right now. It's basically opportunity, yeah. If you think about it. I don't think it's incredibly likely that we win this, but it's not within me to concede to Ugin. This equalizes the cards a little bit. Not a lot of bit, but a little bit. That would have been useful, but now it isn't. Close match, though. I guess if you've been playing a lot of Strixhaven, Dominaria would seem like a low power set. Everybody grab a leg. Zero adjacent. Know what this is doing. Hard. I sacrifice a creature. Aha. I'm still gonna have it. Clearly, we've bested them now. And that's how you get an honor troll tapped, if you were curious. So YouTubers, thank you for tuning in. I think we had a pretty good deck. A little bit of bumped into a better deck versus variants not quite breaking our way. Prevented us from getting the 3-0. But this is something that can happen sometimes. That matchup reminded me more of a cube draft where they just had incredible synergies going and I just kind of sat there and watched them do their thing. But if you enjoy watching the videos on YouTube, do consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. We're getting close to 1,000 subscribers, which is kind of a big deal for YouTubers. And you can stop by the stream as well. It's at twitch.tv/Semulin. You can even join in on the viewer drafts that we have on Fridays. So thank y'all for watching, and we will see you next time, YouTube.